gentlemen, it's our time to get a step in the ring with the greatest tag team in podcast history. Just Freaking Wrestling, the JFW podcast, hosted by Travesty.
I'm Dizzle J.
I'm Luciana.
And we are back to talk about pro wrestling.
Of course.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
It's all we should do on this podcast.
It is all we should do, but
it's all we should do.
we get sidetracked.
Right? Who cares about our personal lives or what's going on in the world? Oh, God. But, kind of a little bit to go over, not a whole lot to go over today. We're going to talk about the S2.E17 show we're going tonight. Kind of get a recap of the match card. Because a little bit changes from what I spoke about last week. We got the freaking 5, and we're going to spend a vast majority of the time talking about some sort of social media and stuff that we have updated and going on and everything, too.
Yeah, advertise Freak Dude
Studios. How you doing, Liz?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Are you finally embracing the Liziana gimmick?
I am.
Right?
I am embracing it. I got a little to go with it. I can No, you don't like it? You don't like my
No, God, no.
Why?
No.
It's so fun.
Oh, my God.
It's like a party in the
house. Fuck. Jay, we're gonna...
Some boxes shouldn't be open.
Why interrupt me, man?
This is fun.
Come on.
I know.
Come
Manners.
on.
I know.
I am so tired. I'm not in the mood.
Coffee.
We're going to start the show out, obviously, with freaking five like we always do. But just a reminder to everyone that God damn, we're not this freaking show. I can't do this. I can't do this today.
You've been up, dude.
I can't fucking do this today.
You got that Dizzle J momentum going.
God, yeah, it's just been a lot of updating to our social media because I realized...
You've been hard at work.
Yeah, I mean, even though we have jumped right back into podcasting over for 2019 and been committed to the weekly podcast we have, we kind of got away from all of our social media, our websites and stuff like that. I just updated that. We're going to talk about that, like I said, a little bit later. We got to talk about that at the end of the show. But Just Freaking Wrestling is brought to you by Freaknet Studios. We're going to talk about Freaknet Studios a little bit later today as well. But let's dive into the Freaking 5 and get that going.
So the Freaking 5 for this week was the worst re-gimmick, rebrand, name change of whatever, organization you
like a repackaging of the pro wrestlers. Yeah.
Because it happens, and recently we've seen it happen, I think, 3 times to the poor Roar Raiders. God,
yeah. I mean, it's not even them. It's also fucking Bobby Roode.
Yeah. Robert Roode.
Yeah. Well, I gotta tell you, though, I don't mind too much the mustache only. I get it.
Yeah.
But Robert Roode is kind of weird. But I am glad that him and Gable aren't together anymore.
I'm happy about that, too, because I think Gable's worthless. I'm going to go right to the Facebook fam. Fitz put Mosh, Beaver Cleavage.
Okay.
Which I didn't even remember that. Dusty Rhodes and the Polka Dots. Which I do remember the story behind that. And he rocked it and killed it with the polka dots. Yeah. Little Guido, Nunzio. Mm-hmm. Terry Taylor, Red Rooster. One Man Game, Akeem the Dream.
Yeah. And I'm not big on critiquing people's list, but I am I want to ask about one of them that was on there. The Cleaver gimmick with Mosh, or Thrasher, whoever the fuck Mosh. The Cleaver gimmick happened before Mosh, right?
I think so.
Okay, so the rebranding was actually in the Mosh.
Yeah, this is how he wrote it on the thing.
So that's fine. No, it's okay. Like I said, I'm not fucking critiquing his shit. I want to just clarify for myself because I remember Mosh and Thrasher. And I mean, actually, when even SmackDown Live, when SmackDown rebranded to SmackDown Live, the Headbangers came back for a little bit. So I wanted just to clarify that I wasn't mistaken that the Cleaver gimmick happened afterwards. So nothing against Fitz. It's an awesome list. I do agree with everything on there. So.
All right, Liz, what you got?
Oh, did you only get one from?
I only got one on the social media.
People.
and it's our boy Fitz. So.
It's
He's
okay.
always there.
It's okay. We came to a solution to hopefully get more of them in the future. So
yeah,
Fitz, thank you again for being part of it.
All right. So these are my 5 that I picked. Of course, I started out with Cena when he started out in OVW. He took the character role of the Prototype, where his gimmick character was he was part man, part machine. That didn't really go for him, but that's when he first started out with. Then my second one is Chavo Guerrero, when he played Karina White. He was playing a white guy.
Kerwin.
Yeah, Kerwin.
Yeah, that's on my list too.
Yeah, that's on my list too.
I did Dr. Isaac Yankem,
Yakem.
the dentist that Kane. He was an evil dentist.
Mm-hmm.
I did Booker T when was G.I. Bro. And then I did Alicia Fox when she was the home-wrecking wedding planner for Vicky Guerrero and Edge.
Okay.
Wow, that's a couple of those are kind of deep. I forgot all about
Strong
the G.I.
Googling,
Bro.
Liz.
Strong
Googling.
Research skills up top.
What did you have, T?
So I actually made my list like earlier this week, and I kind of actually changed it after kind of like thinking about it a lot more. I had obviously I had like the bromance between Chuck and Billy on there. Wasn't a big fan.
Wow!
Oh my god!
But I wanted to change it down to individual wrestlers because I didn't want to Andy Black it and try to fucking cheat. And have more fun. So I had Cody Rhodes when they turned him into Stardust.
Oh yeah,
that's on my list.
Albert when he returned as Lord Tensai.
He was actually more popular as Lord Tensai, though.
Not WWE. The only reason he was a little more popular is when he was part with Funkasaurus, but
yeah,
I mean
true.
when he showed up, it was the same thing when Bray Wyatt first arrived. They just chanted his original name, and that's what they did with Tensai when he showed up. They just chanted A-Train, Albert, whatever. I put War Raiders on here when it became the Viking Experience, and then the Viking Raiders. Wow. Jeff Hardy as Willow.
Oh yeah, I saw
weird.
that.
Yeah, and then Chavo Guerrero as Kerwin White. Which I think the only reason Kerwin White ended was because obviously the death of Eddie Guerrero kind of changed plans and stuff like that. But if one thing good had come out of Eddie Guerrero dying, it was a Mexican guy pretending to be white.
Yeah. So again, Kerwin White, Chavo, Suicide Demanic. I always liked the name Suicide. I thought that was a cool name for a wrestler, especially
even
with
TJP.
TJP, yeah. Max Moon, Conan.
Okay, that one I didn't know. I don't know a lot of the history of Conan.
So man, cool. So the first Raw, Max Moon, go back, he's got this ridiculous fucking ring gear, and it's real stupid. Seeing how you remember Conan
from I remember like Nitro.
The K-Dog days.
Yeah, which is weird too, because a lot of people, I hear a lot of podcasts talk about Conan, about how he was the Hulk Hogan of Mexico.
Yeah.
And he used to be like ripped. I don't remember him being like a fucking like ripped guy. Wrestling.
He was.
Not like bodybuilder and shit.
No.
I mean, like a bigger dude, yeah. Kind of like a Hulk Hogan.
Never
like
fat,
Hulk Hogan was always
like,
a big guy, but never like toned up or like you could see like muscle tone and shit.
He was also a mass wrestler at one point in time too. And
I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
And I mean, he takes a lot of these younger guys under his wing too. Mm-hmm. Red Rooster, Terry Taylor. Mm-hmm. I always hate that gimmick. I thought that was the stupidest thing. Yeah. And Cody and the Stardust.
Nice.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that. I'm excited to see that Goldust is. I'm sorry, not Goldust anymore. Dustin Rhodes. Is taking on Cody Rhodes.
I think it's actually Dustin Reynolds.
Is it Dustin Reynolds?
I think so, because I think WWE owns the Rhodes name.
Yeah.
Take that.
Some bitch. I put that up and I posted it on Facebook through our page. We have one guy's like, that match should have happened 10 years ago. Posted right back. I was like, still better than Angle versus Corbin.
You showed him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, he didn't respond, so guess who wins? This guy.
Not bad.
But that's it for the Freaking Five.
Yeah. So what we normally used to do with the Freaking Five is post it up on the Facebook page on like Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. We're actually going to start posting it on Sunday or Monday. So it gives more people time to kind of view it and everything. I believe you can pin it to the top of the page, so it's right there. So everyone who wants to be part of the Freaking Five, check out the page on Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Thursday, Saturday. I don't give a fuck any day. And it should be right there. And participate in this, man, because it's a lot of fun, you know? And you get to learn about wrestlers you didn't know about. Like I learned about Conan today.
I think Conan's one of those hidden gems in wrestling.
Yeah. Is there any other ones that you could think of that wasn't mentioned?
Oz.
Yeah, Vinny Vega.
Wasn't that Nash?
That was Nash, yeah.
Nash,
Oz, Vinny Vega. The Diamond Stud, Scott Hall. King Booker, I wasn't a huge fan of.
What about the demon? Remember the Kiss demon? Was that Thorne?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They had that contract with Cass.
Mordecai, Kevin
Mordecai, yeah.
You know who also I found on there? They had the Boogeyman on there. They said that was it was a bad rebranding, but he was the Boogeyman for so long. And
Yeah, I thought he was always the Boogeyman.
Yeah, he was always.
Weird.
I think that's probably just a bad gimmick, is what they were saying.
Oh.
I can see that. Any good rebranding you can think of?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, his right now is
Husky Harris?
weird.
Stone Cold.
Yeah. Well, even he had a bad rebranding with
The Ringmaster.
The Ringmaster, yeah. Even The Undertaker with American Badass.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Rebranded himself for that and was able to fucking go back and forth, you know?
How do you feel about Hulk Hogan when he was the All-American?
The Real American?
The Real American, but he would say it wasn't Hulk Hogan because it wasn't supposed to be, and then he was Hulk Hogan.
You're talking about like when he, like before NWO or when he came back to WWE and became like the Real American again?
Yeah, that one, because it was supposed to come back.
No, I mean, I think I probably would prefer to be in Hollywood Hogan just because, like, I never watched too much of wrestling when he was the original Hulk Hogan, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like the Hollywood Hogan part. I actually, yesterday, I went back and watched most of the pay-per-views from 96 WCW when he went to NWO and kind of, like, followed from when he, I think it was June or July when he joined the NWO, formed the NWO on to like the next following months.
I don't think there's ever been as big of a heel turn as that.
Mm-hmm.
And at least in my opinion, you never saw Hulk gonna turn his back like that on all the fans and everything. And WCW and him and Nash and Hall just executed it perfectly, I thought. And then they went a little overboard with the whole NWO thing.
Yeah. What about Brutus Beefcake turned into Havoc in NWO?
Oh, jeez. Didn't he have the face paint?
No.
No?
No. He just had a beard and shit. Kind of looked bikerish.
I thought Beefcake was shaved. I thought he had two different Beefcake names because it was Bruce the Beefcake and then it changed again.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he was Brutus the Barber Beefcake in WWF, and then when he went to WCW, he was known as something else. I think it was just called the Barber or something like that.
Yeah.
But then when he actually joined NWO, then he just became like Havoc.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
I believe that was a ring name you had come up with for one of our potential.
For your bro.
Yeah.
For your brother.
My brother.
But it was a K, not a C.
Oh, that makes more sense.
With a K.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think I might be completely wrong about everything.
Really?
Oh, I'm trying to think.
Wow.
Like, what was Sandman's name in WCW? He actually might have been Havoc, and I might be getting him confused.
I thought there was one that was the Sandman, and then there was Sandman.
Yeah. I'm going to Google shit. You just keep talking.
Oh, all right.
What about Mickey James when they had her changed to Crazy and she tried to be Trish Stratus? I thought that gimmick went really well for her because it really put her name out there. And then there was a whole...
Well, that was her opening. That was her opening gimmick, though.
No, that wasn't her opening.
Yes, it was.
No,
yes,
she
it
didn't
was.
become crazy over Trish Stratus. She became
She started
crazy
out. She started out as a fan in the crowd who was overzealous when what's her face would come out, and then she got in, and then Stratus brought her in,
and they were tagging.
And then
they worked together for a while, and then she turned on her. But it wasn't like
crazy
right
the
away.
entire time.
Right, but it was like Trish Stratus crazy. I'm just saying that's what really brought her out because when she first came out, she wasn't that executive.
What really brought her out was
her gimmick when she debuted in WWE was that stalkerish, not so much a stalker, but an obsessive fan.
Right.
Yeah.
That slowly formed into like kind of a stalker and stuff like that. Yeah, Hack. So Hack was Sandman's name in WCW. Hardcore Hack.
Hardcore Hack.
HAKL. So.
That's lame. Not Hacksaw. What's that other guy's name?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Yeah, okay.
The first,
I was going to say it wrong.
The winner of the first ever Royal Rumble? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ho!
What about Eugene?
I remember Eugene.
I thought Eugene was great.
I like Eugene.
I think a lot of people had a problem with him playing the mentally challenged kind of guy, but he could wrestle.
Yeah.
And they just never really let him do it. Kind of like Santino Marella.
Yeah, he was a great wrestler.
Who could wrestle, but...
Well, he has, I believe he owns his own wrestling school.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He pops up on Impact every now and again, too, I think.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, what about Emma? You know, that girl that used to dance with Santino? You know, they used to do the dance.
Yeah. Yeah, her rebranding was weird, too. Mm-hmm. Like, remember, like... So when she came out, she was like that weird goofy-ass dancer, and then she went heel.
Yeah.
And then she was coming back as Emelina.
Yeah.
And she was back as Emelina for like 3 minutes, then went away and became like heel Emma again.
Yeah.
Well, then she lost her job because of some stuff she said on Twitter.
Yeah. What about Bray Wyatt's Pee Wee Herman?
I think it's weird.
I'm digging it.
I don't know. I don't like it.
No.
I
know
like
we
it.
had talked about it earlier in the week, but I dig it because it's super creepy.
I just feel like he's having a hard time being it, like because he's
nothing.
like,
there's nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna.
That falls back into like that 80 gimmick shit. They can't. No,
I just don't understand why they would advertise him with the snake and stuff like Bray Wyatt, and then it came out as
I
that.
do get
I don't
that.
get that.
I do get that to kind of like fuck with people.
Oh, okay. Is that what?
Like
it is?
Buzzard.
Like the witch, the buzzard, which is goofy because in like his logo, there's like the witch, a buzzard, and there's like a rabbit, but he's not introducing the rabbit friend.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like one of those gimmicks that may have worked like back in the 90s and shit like that, but I don't think it works now, and I don't see it really going anywhere. I mean, I'm assuming their concept is like him being Pee Wee Herman, but in a fucked up kind of way.
Yeah, like
I don't think it really works like that.
Like a bad acid trip kind of way.
Because when it comes to way WWE is nowadays, I don't think it. Well, even like there was an article I read that the shareholders and stuff aren't really happy with it.
The sponsors, the shareholders, and everybody's not happy with them, wants them to drop it immediately. He looks great. He looks like he lost a lot of weight while he's been off.
Looks like he got into shape. I do like he kind of like trimmed the hair down a little. I do like the new haircut. I don't know what the fuck their plan is with it.
Yeah.
I would like to see it through just to see if it's gonna hit or if it's gonna flop.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I enjoyed it. The reviews online have been very much like us right here, very mixed and like, well, it could be awesome, it could suck. And
Wolf from Sanity didn't actually leave WWE.
No,
he's in NXT United Kingdom.
I thought that was awesome.
So he's with Walter, and I can't remember the other guy's name that he's with, but they started a faction. I thought that was pretty cool. I think that's really what the shakeup was all about. It was people moving not only from NXT to WWE, but WWE down. So
I have made more. I mean, probably has family over in the UK. So
yeah. I think he's
easier.
from there. Yeah. So it's pretty cool for him. Luke Harper, I think, is still really trying to get out. I think
he likes Mike skills.
Yeah,
that's his problem. He's not personable.
Say Bacha.
Nice.
I think she's kind of like in the same boat as Neville. They're pretty much.
They're gonna let her sit.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's smart, she'd be still working in the ring somewhere.
Yeah,
because she could still hit.
But she's not.
Well, Braun Strowman was in NXT. He was a Wildflower, or he was one of those. He was one of those dancing guys for the longest time before he branded out.
Rosebud.
Rosebud, that's it.
He was. Mm-hmm. He was a dancing flower in the rosebuds.
He was.
Yeah. Good freaking 5.
That was good. I liked it. This, like I said, this was probably one of the more funner ones I've done.
More fun? Yeah.
Far funner.
More fun.
More funner.
More funner.
Yeah. We'll take a break from it. Let's do a plug. Jake, let me talk about our merchandise.
Ooh.
At tpublic.com, you can find our shirts for not only just freaking wrestling, but our personalized shirts for Travesty, the original freak, and Mr. 33% Dizzle J. And you can get them on t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, pretty much any kind of shirt you can think of, hoodies, even tapestries.
Baby onesies?
Yeah,
baby onesies.
Baby onesies.
Oh, I'm going to get one of those because my friends are having a kid.
There we go. Baby onesies.
Yep.
Computer.
Laptop cases.
Laptop cases. Stickers for your car.
Coffee mugs?
Pillows, right?
Pillows, yeah.
Oh.
Posters. Yeah.
And anything you want. Not condoms. Not yet.
Wow. Could you imagine a
We
jam
could.
like a condom? Stay right
Just
on
pop
there.
holes in them and shit.
Right?
Right?
Let it multiply.
Right? Just pop a hole like 23 of them.
We'll have a box and we'll call it the Russian roulette of condoms.
Right? There we go.
Only 3 of them don't have a hole in them. Good luck.
Oh my God.
But I mean, of course, we're gonna look. We are gonna create more logos
Oh, definitely.
because like you mentioned, we have the Dizzle J 33% shirt. We have the original JFW shirt. We also have one that says JFW on the back, greatest tag team in podcast history. So you get it one of 2 ways. The Travesty shirt. We're gonna work on Liziana's shirt coming up. We just gotta figure out the great design for that. And we're also going to look into making the Win to Win shirt. Shut your talk hole. And just keep going with it. Hashtag FSteve.
Hashtag FSteve.
Hashtag FSteve is a shirt that is available.
How that one is not flying off the shelves is beyond me.
I know, right? I mean, I figured people would like be on board with that.
We need to find people that don't like Steve.
Yeah, well, that's easy. Just go to SCW shows.
Probably more ARW.
Probably both.
Maybe a mixture.
Who's Steve? The guy with the megaphone.
What's the matter? It's
fuck
hashtag
that
FC, right?
But I enjoyed his assholeness. He was sitting right by me. It was great. I could stop laughing the whole show.
But yeah, I'm super excited. We did have some sales. I bought one of our newer T-shirts. You bought a shirt that's gonna come in here shortly. You bought Liziana. You got yourself a.
I did.
JFW
it's in
shirt.
the mail. I can't wait to get it.
On top of that, Liziana's sister Becca bought a shirt.
She did. It looks great on her.
Even Mr. Uncool himself, Angus McDuff, bought a shirt.
I'm anxious to see if he's gonna wear it tonight.
If he wants to be cool, he'll wear it.
If he wears it tonight, I'll tell him he's cool.
If he doesn't, I want to start an uncool chant.
Oh, definitely.
Like you're not cool.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, we'll do it.
If I get everyone on board with that, I'd be set. I'd be happy.
Angus will lose his mind.
You gotta have the clap, that clap.
That's what he just did.
Attention,
you're not cool.
You really gotta clap loud.
No, he can do that.
I just want to do it with the microphone.
Yeah, the microphone is really
shit.
Yeah, I mean, like just.
See the spike memes over there?
I see the spikes.
It's like a nut slap.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, wow, that sounds kind of like a...
Right, see? Gay minds think alike. So, I know what I said. I don't care. Fight me over it.
That shit was funny.
Fight me, yeah. Go on and email me, jfwpodcast@yahoo.com. Tell me how I shouldn't say that.
Freedom of speech, motherfuckers.
Oh my God!
We should make a rainbow shirt.
We could do a pride shirt.
We were actually we were looking at
having specialty shirts.
Yeah, but what's the word I'm thinking of?
I don't know. You're thinking of it.
Because we're talking about like potentially do something with like MS. I just can't remember what the hell they're called. They're not
awareness shirts.
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Our freaking awareness line.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do something like that in the future. I mean, we can obviously do something with MS, breast cancer, domestic violence, autism,
depression.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, all we gotta do is just make the shirt and just change the fucking color,
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Make a fucking buck off of it.
Just freaking wrestling in rainbow colors for LGBTQ.
God, so much more work for me.
That's why you missed your 66%.
God. I'm gonna drop some shirt ideas.
Oh, fucking A.
We'll put my kids to work. That's cheap. That's cheap labor.
We're gonna hire a designer and shit.
Actually, no guy.
But yeah, no. Check out TeePublic, TeePublic.com and search.
Just freaking wrestling or JFW?
Just JFW.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was both.
Not for TeePublic.
Oh.
TeePublic is just JFW because it's under the Freaknet Studios.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can search Freaknet Studios or JFW.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Well, that's what I did.
JFW is just easier to do.
If you have hard time like me, I just went to Google and I put in JFW t-shirts and it came up.
Holy shit. Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.
It's been proven. If you go to Google, type in JFW t-shirt. Boom, right there. TeePublic.com. TeePublic.com. So we mentioned last week, Southland Championship Wrestling is having their April Hangover show. That is tonight that we are going to. So I'm super excited for that. I'm going to run over the match card real quick.
I'm real interested. I'm real excited for tonight.
I know we did our predictions last week. But if you want, we can redo predictions. If you change our mind or anything like that, we can just run through them again. I'm not going to write them down because I'm not going to turn it into a challenge and shit like that. It's not part of the pay-per-view challenge.
No, that's not part of the pay-per-view challenge.
You're up by one in that, right?
Yep.
Okay. I was just wondering who was in the lead.
Yep. This is Jay is winning.
Oh.
Fist bumper.
Boom.
There we go.
Aww.
Yeah, right.
Look at that sportsmanship.
So we did mention last week, obviously, that the tag titles are on the line. We do have Black Irish taking on the family. Ivan and Jake Andrews.
I think it's about time for the family to... I don't remember what I said last week, but I was doing... It's kind of part of my final freaking thought, too, but I think the family is going to finally get those belts.
Yeah. Whose turn is it for freaking thought this week? Is it yours?
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
cool.
I hope so, because I wrote them down.
Oh, I hope so, because I didn't.
So I'm going to be real mad.
It's been such a week. I don't even remember what we do on this show anymore.
Well, see, the thing is, too, is I listen to the show probably Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday after we record to try to remember what we talked about. Yeah. And I was actually going through my final thought. I was like, oh, shit, Travis asked me that last week. So, anyways.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah, no, sorry. I was actually looking at something real quick. Just keep talking.
Just keep talking.
Just keep talking.
Are you going to say something?
This is his first time.
It's my first time all by myself.
Well, you're going to mention who you thought might win the match.
I'm hoping the family. I really hope the family. I think with their extra help that they have on the outside, not only Charlie Jr., but that Combine-looking kid, too, and the big scary guy.
Is it a Combine-looking kid?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, the guy who thinks you may take bondage a little too seriously, yeah.
He doesn't know that many fat people jokes, and it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. Do you have a thought on, Liz, on who you think maybe between Marche and Mulligan or the family? You have an idea who you think might win?
I like the family. I liked them when I saw them at the show. They definitely have a fun stage presence, so I like them. Except, that lawyer dude, why does he keep getting to interrupt if he's from the other side? Like, I don't understand why he keeps getting to interrupt things. Or, like, why does their ref get to do the matches and not the other people's ref? Or why aren't there two refs?
So you want to talk about ARW, SCW, too. We'll do that. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. So, but you make a good point. SCW, when they show up at these ARW shows, they really don't get involved throughout the entire thing. Now, yeah, I mean, obviously from the last month's show, we saw the Sentinel come out, but he didn't really interrupt like a match, or they didn't put their referee into like matches and shit like that. But yeah, we can definitely talk about that. Sorry, I'm actually just looking at Podbean shit real quick. I just want to see what our viewership was, so. That's on me. My bad. Sorry for Karen.
He's not eBaying at the moment, so that's what.
I like Podbean.
No, unfortunately, I ran out of money. I'm broke.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That does happen.
Podbeans, my life now. No more eBay. Anyways, Jay Harris taking on Arcade Savage in an I Quit match. There were some promos that were released this week, kind of discussing both. Arcade Savage kind of went like a little bitch and beat up a student at the SCW training. Oh, yeah.
I didn't see that one.
He fucking like Jay Harris, fucking sit there and spilled his guts into his promo. And Arcade Savage responded by being a little bitch and beating up a guy who doesn't know what he's doing yet. He's training to be a wrestler.
Wow.
So how dare he?
This is possibly match of the night. I think I'm gonna call it now. It's gonna be match of the night.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win?
I think Harris will win.
Harris? Okay. Gotcha.
Very cool.
You got a preference?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm
Not
still
yet?
kind of deciding who I like more.
Between the guy who puts it all out there to be the hero or the guy who sneaks attack him?
Yeah.
Really trying to
it takes a
decide
lot
which one's the better
of
one?
thought to sneak attack somebody. It's methodical. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of not showing off. Because the guy that everyone thinks is like a hero might not actually be a hero. He could just be saying he is. And then the other guy could actually be the real hero. But, I mean, you don't know. Mind blown.
We mentioned that Bane X is taking on Bo Anderson. It is confirmed it's for the Genesis title.
Ooh, I could see Bo taking it.
Okay. I got you.
I think he's got a faction too, doesn't he?
I know Bo and the former President Keats are kind of together. Kind of a business relationship, I guess you could call it. I'm not sure if he's rebuilding a Bo Industries or whatever the fuck he called
Bulletproof
it.
Industries.
Bulletproof Industries. So not quite sure. Liz?
Yes.
Preference on who's gonna win?
No.
No?
Not yet.
No, you don't think?
Not yet.
No?
I take my time to decide between thieves. Because I haven't gotten to the shows as long as you guys, so
it's just a guess.
Yeah, it's.
No, I don't like to guess. I like to have.
Well, you're not gonna.
You like to know.
I like to know.
You like to know.
I can know.
Yeah.
I watch it. I know.
I'll tell you what. I've been working with SCW for over a year, and I don't even know. No, I guess fine. I'll just stop asking you.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I know. I'm not good with all the names. I need like pictures. Like pictures of the faces. I'm terrible at names, actually. So I had to see pictures so that I.
She forgets my name every now and again.
I forgot what his birthday was, and we've been together for almost 10 years. Shit, man. That's how bad I am with names.
SCW Women's Championship match is on the line.
Oh, see, that one I remember. I remember all the ladies.
She's a closet lesbian.
Oh, God. Natasha Crane is taking on Kamikaze. Last week, I announced it as Moxie Molly. That was on me. My bad. So, Kamikaze is defending her title.
Oh, it is Kamikaze.
It is? Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Yep.
I think Kazi's probably got it. I'd like the new attitude, the new ruthless aggression, to borrow a phrase.
Well, I like that ruthless aggression.
Yeah. And her promo that she put out this week was kind of intense. It was an awesome one. She did really, really well with it.
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, you should look at him.
I will.
He's kind of part of the wrestling podcast.
I watched Jay Harris, and Jay Harris was really good. Where do you
find these promos? Where do you look it up at?
If you go to SCW Hangovers event, they're all listed on there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or Southend Championship Wrestling.
You just follow them.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, no, she put a promo out there just talking about how like she's not really big into, being all poppy and cheery and, listening to kids cheer for her and everything because it didn't get her anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's taking a turn.
Yeah.
To the dark side.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I can see Karma retain her title. Gino Latino's taking on Bobby Blues.
I hope Blues wins.
Okay.
Those are two pretty flamboyant characters, huh?
You said you remembered the women.
I just don't remember them though. I see the women.
That's right. I said it.
That it was rememberable. Maybe the guys should start, living up to that woman potential.
I think Latino is.
Oh, do you have pictures?
Well, yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Do you want me to go back so you can look at all the pictures?
Well, no, it's
a picture book time.
No, I remember the family. I remember them.
Latino?
Okay.
Bobby Blues. Who do you got? Based on just looking at him.
Just looking at him. I say Bobby Blues.
Okay. I can see that. Actually, I don't think Latino's going to take this one. One of my favorites, Max Blaylock.
Yeah.
An up-and-comer. He's taking on Mikey Wild. Mikey Wild's making his SCW debut.
Ooh.
Also, he's new?
I'll show you a picture, so you know.
Pictures help.
Mikey Wild looked like he could be a big
boy.
Okay.
Yeah. He looks pretty tough.
Which I'm kind of interested to find out, because obviously I didn't do my research either, if he's new to SCW or if he's new to the wrestling business.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
He definitely looks like some competition. He definitely looks like he might kick Maxie.
Max Blaylock?
Yep. I can't read. Yeah.
Gotcha. So who do you think's gonna win?
Mikey. I think Mikey will.
I'm gonna go with Blaylock.
I'm gonna go with Blaylock.
Blaylock.
Blade?
Blah blah. Yeah, and obviously they have mentioned that there could potentially be some more matches to be named afterwards. And it was posted today that ARW is going to be there. I don't know what capacity they're going to be there. We do know that Sentinel is currently holding on to Holiday's SCW Championship. We do know that that championship is going to be on the line May 11th in Hammond, Indiana at the Hammond Armory when Holiday takes on Hunter Payne.
Yeah, I mean, I would think if I was Holiday, I'm showing up tonight to get my belt.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's not going to come alone.
Oh, I wouldn't come alone either, especially into enemy territory.
Yeah.
You do that, you're just a fool. Or Chuck Norris. But
I feel like if you're going against Hunter, you shouldn't show up by yourself.
Well, him and Hunter are going to have a match one-on-one.
Right, but did you just say they think he's not going to show up by himself?
Tonight.
We're talking about tonight.
Oh, okay.
The Hunter Holiday match is May 11th.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Godzilla vs. King Kong, man.
Guys, it's going to be a good match. I wonder if there's got to be a stipulation. There's got to be something special about this match. Last man standing.
Ooh.
Right.
Nice. Oh, Mother's Day weekend.
No holds barred.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. So SCW is tonight. Doors open at 6. Bells at 7. Tickets are $12 at the door. Clifton.
In
It's in Clifton. So yeah, it's always a good show.
Oh,
Always
it's
fun to
definitely.
see
Oh,
it.
great food. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The concessions are amazing.
But I'm just gonna guess. I'm assuming Angus should be there. Andy Black may be there. So
Andy.
Andy.
Yeah, do it right. Andy.
Andy.
I like Andy. I'm glad that he drank your Gatorade. Maybe you
Damn.
should take it a little bit more, but I'm a fan of Andy.
Never in the history of JFW have we ever fired anybody on the air.
When we're done with this, you can take a long walk off a short pier.
I'm a great swimmer.
With a box of rocks.
You ever play Frogger?
No.
No?
No.
You should go play in traffic.
I drive in traffic. Isn't that like the same thing?
God.
No.
I'll never drive with you. God, no.
I'm
Hell
actually
no.
a really great driver.
I don't know. No, I believe
Just
you.
wear a seatbelt.
Yeah.
I sleep. She's driving. Better chance of living.
Yeah, SCW's tonight. We mentioned already. ARW is gonna be May 11th in Hammond, Indiana. We're trying to work with them a lot more. We got to get a hold of them and see if we get a match card and stuff like that. And also, there's a couple other wrestling shows that kind of popped up that is happening between now and the end of May that we do know about. And we'll try and get in contact with them. Maybe start mentioning them on the show too.
I know I saw a couple. I know Gangrel's wrestling school.
Gangrels.
I don't remember his real name.
Gangrel?
Whatever.
You say Gangrel. It's
Gangrel.
okay.
Gangrels.
Well, his wrestling school has a show that he's coming up, and he's bringing Thorne with him. Who else did I see on? I know Christopher St. Michael. We've seen him a couple times. He's going to be on the show. I know there's
Is that the guy who's built like the bear from Powerhouse? He's built like a bear? Or am I thinking of someone else?
No, you're thinking of someone else. Remember when they did the thing with the plague? They had the really big dude.
Yes.
And the littler guy with the glasses, the sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
He's the littler guy with the sunglasses.
Gotcha. Who's the guy from Powerhouse? Is it like Bear St. Pierre or something like that?
Bear St. Pierre.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was the older veteran.
Yep. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the Super Beard Brothers on here, man.
Oh, man, we got to.
There were talks. We gotta get that figured out.
Yeah, we definitely got to get the Super Beard Brothers.
Yeah.
Those guys are cool.
Beard or beer?
Super Bearded
Oh,
Brothers.
bearded brothers. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. See if I can find any other wrestling companies.
They have like really big beards.
No, not super big. They're just made properly.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
They didn't like my beard.
They're upcut beards.
They gave my beard a D or some shit.
Yeah, they gave your beard a D.
They don't know shit.
Wow.
But I do love them. AAW Pro Wrestling. They have a show on May 11th as well. So we're going to miss that one. Oh, God, what is it? Ring of Honor presents War of the Worlds in Chicago on May 12th.
Ooh.
So that's interesting. I didn't know about that one.
I think that's the Crockett Cup finales there.
I believe so. RFW Rebellion Rising. That's going to be June 1st in Pontiac.
Really?
Yeah. What else is there?
I wonder where it's at in Pontiac.
The VFW. Powerhouse. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. We know exactly where it's at.
We know where that's at.
Right.
They got
And,
booze.
Yep, that's all I have so far. So, yeah, there's a couple other shows coming up.
I don't always see a lot from Freelance Pro Wrestling, but I think they're more out west.
Yeah, I think Black Label is supposed to be coming back too, and they're right
Ooh.
there in northwest Indiana. So I believe there's also a wrestling company starting up in Valpo again.
Wicked Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a friend of a friend clued me into them, so I'm going to try to get a hold of them too.
Cool.
I like the name. Wicked Pro.
Well, they had this weird. I think didn't we watch it where they were? What do you call that when you're pulling the devil out of somebody?
Oh yeah.
Oh, an exorcism.
Yeah, they were doing an exorcism on one of their wrestlers.
You know what's sad?
Hmm.
When Liziana gives you the fucking word.
Exorcism.
God damn.
Hey.
God damn. No, I'm guilty of it too. God.
She only seems flighty.
No, I just have moments of moments.
Moments of moments.
Moments of moments.
There we go. There's the Liziana I missed.
When we worked together, they were called Lizzie moments.
Oh, God.
No, they're still called Lizzie moments. It's just, things happen.
I am really excited about tonight. Because I'm waiting to see what ARW is going to do. How SCW is going to hopefully protect. But I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's going to be one of those like kind of intense moments. And obviously, we kind of seen how this is like slowly escalating to something, a lot more personal than just like a business thing at this point.
Right.
Because like you sit there and Sentinel's running the show, and Hunter Payne's been there since day one and everything. And I mean, Hunter said himself, he eats, sleeps, and bleeds SCW. And when you have a company like ARW who's trying to jeopardize the integrity of the business,
right?
You start to take it personal. So I totally understand. This
is almost like a Cubs Sox rivalry,
Yeah.
Where it's like pretty close to the same area, but two different teams, and you got two different sets of fans, and excuse me, we've been to both.
Yeah. And
SCW fans are, to me, a lot louder, a lot more vocal. Where ARW pays a little more attention, like we talked about, I believe, last week or the week before.
The only problem is like when you look at it though, like the sound of the fans ain't gonna change anything.
No,
SCW honestly does have to step up,
right? Because
ARW has competition. They have a lot of fucking powerhouses and shit like that. When it comes to Holiday or the Machine, they have those guys. They got younger guys.
VOW.
They got the younger guys like the Caribbean team,
John Hudson,
so,
Nick Cutler.
Yeah. If you had to look at it right now, like, who do you think is winning this battle right now between ARW and SCW?
I believe we talked about this before. It's totally ARW at the moment.
Yeah.
They, like you said, they got the powerhouses. They have the veterans in Armani, Excalibur, TC Washington or whatever his name was, with that tagged with them. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, what SCW does to step up and get themselves back into the game.
Do you think it's safe to say now and call it a feud? Think it's safe to say that now?
I think I called it a feud last week.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, it's got to be a feud by now.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
Yeah, so, SCW does have the potential to come back and, maybe overcome what ARW has done to them and everything, but until they they need more heart like Hunter Payne does.
Right.
Because Hunter Payne can't fight it himself. He can't. They need Cage to be part of it. They need, fucking even Andy Black and his boyfriend to fucking be part of it. Yeah, I said it. Fight me. That should be a t-shirt.
I said it. Fight me.
T-shirt idea I had the other day. Freaking. My second favorite F word.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
I love it.
I ripped off this shirt. It says freedom, my second favorite F word. Which, by the way, I was Googling freaking stuff today when I was updating kind of all the shit, kind of see where you can find us on social media and stuff. Yeah. So I typed in just freaking wrestling. Somebody created a shirt that says freaking WrestleMania. Yeah, not happy about that.
Is there a G?
No. FREAKIN. Right?
Oh.
Right? Not happy about it.
If only we knew copyright infringement.
Right, God. That's original. But no, I'm excited for tonight. I'm super excited for May 11th too. Not only because of the Hunter Payne holiday match, but because ARW is starting to grow on me as one of those companies that I must see, just as much as SCW.
Oh yeah, these two companies, like, we've gone to these shows consecutively for the past couple months, which the only show we've gone to consecutively before is just SCW.
Yeah.
And we've been to random shows here and there. I think we went to Pontiac twice.
Yeah, yeah.
And Valpo once.
Godly
once. What was the other one?
Fire Pro we went to.
Fire Pro.
Yeah. And NXW.
NXW.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to that a couple times, I think.
I just went once. I only went once with you.
We went once as JFW, I think.
No, I just went once.
Really? I thought
the last show I went to is the last show they had. Last show we went to.
Right.
Was the last show they had. And the unfortunate thing is companies like NXW and Fire Pro aren't around anymore.
Right.
Powerhouse isn't around anymore. And it's largely due to the fan base that they just don't have. So I'm encouraging everyone who listens to this, get out and check out these independent shows because they are good.
I'm saying if you watch wrestling on TV and you're willing to give them $200 for a fake title belt or spend $60, $70 on some shirts for, take that money, go to a local show that benefits local people, local charities. Mm-hmm. And even sometimes ARW did the school for the wrestlers. Yeah. They raised money for the wrestlers for the school, and the school let them put on the show in the gymnasium. Yep. So it's like it's like buying local. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, the wrestling companies, I mean, yeah, they put the shows on to earn a profit for themselves, but it's also going towards the community. Right. And we've seen SCW put on multiple shows, or pretty much every show has, a fundraiser, or they're raising money, or like DC for tonight, how they're trying to collect products and stuff for, the VFW.
Always a split the pot, where half of it goes to an organization.
It's not the VFW. What am I thinking of? What's it called?
The Maintail Veterans Home.
The Veterans Home, yeah. So, I mean, it's you're helping them and they're helping other people. Pretty much you're helping your community. Right. And it just sucks that, people are just not really willing to go out and watch wrestling. They think just because it's not WWE, it's not, New Japan, Ring of Honor and stuff, it's not that good. And that's not true. You got guys like Hunter Payne, who's been wrestling for, close to 20 years and stuff. Just busting his ass and putting his body on the line to entertain people. And he does a great job at it. The family has been around for so long, busting their ass and shit.
Yeah, I remember the family back when I went to NXW before. Yeah. And Charlie Jr. was around, and Ivan, and it wasn't obviously Jake at the time, but there was another guy that they had. Ivan and Charlie have been around for a hot minute, and they travel. Yeah. They got tag team titles all over the place that they have.
Plus, bonus, if you get out to these independent shows and you see a rising star and up-and-comer and stuff, you get a picture with him, get a signature from the shit. He may have been WWE one day and be one of the top guys in the fucking business, and you have a fucking autograph from the guy.
Yeah, you got to record Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Or Ali.
Yeah, can't say Ali. No, it's just Ali. Yeah,
it's just Ali.
No more Mustafa. Yeah, I mean, I got fucking, there's video of me videotaping him coming out to the fucking ring.
Yeah, and the stuff like that is cool.
Right, and just because he doesn't respond to my Instagram messages now doesn't mean I never met the guy. Right. I mean, we look at Marche Rocket. We both talked to Marche Rocket. We saw him on Impact. Right. And he travels everywhere doing his business. It's a good way to get out and enjoy a time with your family. Shit, your family comes with us all the time. I have nobody, but whatever.
You can have my family.
No, I'm good. I'm busy that day.
and you're talking relatively cheap. $10 pre. I keep wanting to say pregame.
$10
if you buy before the show, $12 at the show. Again, it costs less to go to this than it does to the movies. Yeah. And you're going to enjoy this probably way more. You're going to get 3 hours out of this without it being a special movie for 3 hours.
Plus, you got nachos.
And nachos.
Amazing nachos. And hot dogs. God, food and candy. It was delicious. Yeah. Drinks, Gatorade. Big Gatorades, too.
I'm going to let you decide. You want to do plugs? Pick of the week? First, which one do you want to do next? We'll do the plugs or the pick of the week?
Let's do the plugs.
Okay. So, I mentioned earlier we updated the website. We're still kind of working on the finance of everything. Right. But you could find the website, I believe it's jfwpodcast.myfreesite.net. The link to our website is on our Facebook page, so make sure you check it out. Everything's updated there. Currently, we're going to get the bios for Dizzle J and Liziana up there as soon as I get them from you guys. You just found out about today, so nothing against them. I already did mine, of course.
No shots fired yet.
Yeah. So next week when I mention to them about getting the bios up. But we're also rebuilding the website to have an update on local shows, like a calendar, to kind of see where the local shows are happening, where they're at, and everything. So you guys will have a way to find like a one-stop shop for all local wrestling shows. And we're also trying to focus a lot on the Tales of the Tape section of the website, where we're building wrestling bios for the independent guys in the area. We do have a few on there. Bane X, Andy Black, Paradox, the nurse from
Eric Olsen.
Yeah, and someone else is on there. It just might be that. Anyways, so we want to grow that. We want to get everyone who's a wrestler in this area. We want to get them on this site. So if you know of a wrestler or you are a professional wrestler in the local area, send us the information. We'll put it up on the website. Just send us a headshot and a bio to JFWpodcast@yahoo.com. I want to keep saying it's Just Freaking Wrestling, but it's not Just Freaking Wrestling.
No, yeah, everything contact-wise is JFW.
So JFWpodcast@yahoo.com. Just send us a picture and a bio. We'll get it up on the page so everyone can see it, as well as if you guys know of any current wrestling shows that are happening now or in the future. Just send me a link on Facebook at JFW Podcast, or, just message us again, JFWpodcast@yahoo.com. The website also is updated to links to where our podcast is at. iTunes, Player FM, I found out we're on. And
you didn't even tell me that one before.
I just found out today.
You told me about the YouTube.
Yeah, and I also told you about Player FM.
Did you?
Oh, you just don't listen. That's right.
Oh.
So, yeah, and...
I've heard that before.
What?
I've heard that before.
Yeah, kind of. 32%. You can have one of it. Okay.
It'd be 2% if he was 32. And you were 66.
That's what he said.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
You can have one of his 33%.
Can I have my 1%?
I'm just going to take all of it. Okay, I'm now at 85%. You guys disperse 15 to yourselves.
I was like, how is all of it 85%? It's okay.
Oh, God. You're lucky you're pretty. Anyways, I also realized, after completely forgetting about it, that our shows are linked on YouTube as well. So you can listen to our shows on YouTube. Start subscribing there. Just search JFW Podcast. Start subscribing, because we are going to start looking into doing videos.
Yes.
Not sure of the content 100% as of yet. But we're definitely going to do something wrestling related.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe we could do like some off time, behind the scenes shit too. So we'll start working on that. But start subscribing to YouTube right now, so when we do start releasing that stuff, you guys don't miss out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at JFW Podcast. So you get the freaking 5. You get Dizzle J's Pick of the Week, which we're going to do here in a moment. And also, we share current events and everything that's going on in wrestling, such as AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, WWE, Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling. We're going to start looking at WOW Women of Wrestling as well. You're going to find all that on our Facebook page. If we could be a one-stop shop for everything wrestling for you guys. Speaking of shop, tpublic.com/JFW. We're also on Google Play.
Nice segue.
Right? I can't forget about Google Play, though. If you follow us on iTunes or you go to Podbean, make sure you follow us on Podbean so you get an update on when the show is. And if you go onto iTunes and listen to us, make sure you subscribe to it to get a notification. Also, give us a 5-star rating on there, because if you give us a rating and review, then it kind of grows, it kind of puts us up higher in these recommendations and shit for podcasts. So we'll get out there a lot more by your guys' help just by giving us a 5-star review. Also, subscribe on Google Play so you get a notification when the show gets released. Typically, it gets released on the Saturday of the day we do the recording. Not many podcasts actually can do that, but we have the ability to do that because we are committed to giving you guys the best thing possible.
Greatest tag team podcast history.
Fist bump.
Boom.
That was cute.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was a great segue.
Well, thanks.
I like that. That was
right?
good.
TeePublic, TeePublic.com/JFW. Buy the merchandise.
Freak Nut
Studios. All right.
And then don't forget to post your picture.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Liziana. You got that 1% back.
Thank you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, if you buy merchandise from us, make sure you post on our Facebook page of you wearing the shirt, because we want to see how the merchandise looks on all of our fans. Shit, post it to Instagram too if you're following us, JFW Podcast on Instagram as well. I'd love to see the merchandise. You gotta tell your sister to do it, because she sent me a snap.
Oh, did she? I told her.
I thought she
her
did.
No, she posted on Facebook. Yeah.
So
she did. We gotta get Angus to actually put it on our page, not just fucking share us.
Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy, so he'll.
No, he's not.
No. He used to.
Not yet.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll find those photos and I'll just fucking put them up on our Instagram and everything. But yeah, if you get our merchandise, make sure you just share it on. We'll come with a hashtag freaking merch.
Freaking merch.
Freaking merch.
Yeah.
Freaking merch.
If you buy our merchandise, just post on fucking social media, post on Instagram or Facebook, hashtag freaking merch. Let us see it. We'll give you a shout out on the show. Speaking of shout outs, I'm not done. Yeah, we got time. Speaking of shout outs, we're going to start developing a Patreon. If you guys don't know what a Patreon is, basically, it's going to be a system of tiers that are going to cost X amount of dollars a month based on the tier. And it's going to give you additional things as gifts and thank yous for donating or contributing to the podcast, such as a shout out weekly, a shout out on our social media, a shout out on our show notes, even a manager tier, which gives you the ability to think of a topic, a segment, or even a freaking 5 for the week on the show. It gives you the ability to have part control of a show. We're going to definitely look into getting you guys involved in the pay-per-view prediction competition.
That one's my favorite.
That's not going to happen until 2020 though, because we are 3/4 of the way through the year, or almost a third of the way through the year.
Jesus.
So that's going to be something we're going to do eventually as well. But it's hard for us to ask for money and to do stuff like this. But the thing is, these podcasts cost a lot of money to do, as far as purchasing the format to release the shows, getting the domains and owning the names and all that stuff. And I do 2 podcasts myself, so it's definitely a strain to do stuff like this. But it's just one of the things that if you guys want to contribute to us and help us out, there's going to be tiers and stuff you can get. There is going to be a tier where there's going to be a secret or a hidden 5th podcast going out, 5th episode going out every month. That's going to be exclusive to the people who purchase that tier on Patreon. Ooh. So it's gonna be something that we don't do on the free page or on the free podcast that we're gonna do over there additionally. So if you guys are interested in getting an additional show that we're gonna release monthly, just sign up for that tier on Patreon.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So that'll probably come out probably like mid-May or
nice
sooner if we get it all figured out.
Right.
So
all fantastic prizes.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, we're gonna make sure all the tiers work.
Oh yeah,
and we're not gonna overprice this. That we are gonna, because I understand that money's fucking rough. I mean, obviously, as I talked about with the podcast, but I get money's rough for everybody. So it's not gonna be like an overpriced thing where we're trying to bleed you of fucking money. It's
$600 a month so you can hold my balls.
Right. You give me $50 a month, I'll fist bump you over the fucking interweb. No, it's gonna be affordable for you guys and everything, because we don't want to screw people out of their money. We want to do the best we can for you guys. But unfortunately, sometimes, shit has to be paid for. It's our gas, it's our ticket prices and everything to do these shows. We want to start doing conventions and stuff like that, so buying stuff for that. And hobbies are expensive. Yeah. So to get help from you guys is appreciated. Like I said, when you buy the merchandise, that helps us out. And I'm so grateful for everyone who's done that. And Patreon is just going to be another way to kind of help sublet this podcast and help it grow. Help Freaknet Studios grow, help JFW grow, help this freaking show grow. Everything's going to grow. And obviously, give us the ability to do more YouTube stuff as well when we start doing the videos.
Next Ted Turners.
Yeah. Yeah, just not with that weird lisp.
Wrestling?
Right, that tooth cap shit. This is Jay. Pick of the week.
Pick of the week. So a lot of rumors have been flying around, so it kind of made me go back. CM Punk versus Cena, Money in the Bank 2011. Oh, man. I believe this is where Punk left with the title when his contract ended. So, I mean, this was probably one of my favorite Cena Punk matches.
Okay.
It was brutal to begin with.
Yeah. They always put on.
And I mean, yeah, those two have always put on, but Cena's always a better worker when he's with a smaller guy, I feel. And CM Punk can pretty much work with anybody.
Yeah.
But check it out. It'll post here in about 10 minutes. Probably.
Perfect.
But if you haven't heard, there's been a lot of rumors about this masked wrestler showing up. And everybody's thinking it's CM Punk at this local show.
I heard a little bit about it. I doubt it.
I doubt it too. But
it's fun. It's cool.
It's
cool.
fun.
It's
fun
to
think about.
Know.
Yeah. AEW.
Is it AEW?
Is he gonna go to AEW?
If he went to AEW, that would.
He won't go to WWE.
No, he won't go to WWE.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's end the show with the final
All right, you ready?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Becky 2 belts. Still Becky 2 belts after Money in the Bank?
Yes.
No.
Who should lose to?
Charlotte Flair.
You suck.
So much wrong.
Pee Wee Bray.
Dumb. Yeah, we mentioned that a little bit earlier.
I know.
Yeah, it's,
some of the stuff we have.
no, it's fine.
About
Yeah,
earlier.
no, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of like what I said earlier. I think it'd be a cool concept if this was more like the 80s or maybe even like the Attitude Era kind of work if it was more of a demonic kind of Pee Wee Herman thing. But
yeah, I see that. I get demonic Pee Wee Herman would be
the
better.
the way everything is in wrestling now, there's not much he can do with that character to kind of get over, especially in the PG era.
He might get a little more leeway with Fox.
Yeah, this is not.
I feel like it's a dead end. I feel like it's just going to be a hype thing for 2 weeks and then it's going to float away.
Yeah.
Dean Malenko quit in WWE.
That's unfortunate. I mean, good for him, like to do what he wants to do, but he never really got the push and stuff he deserved from WWE.
No.
It's too bad they didn't have like a 205 Live back when he was like in his prime wrestling because I think he could have like made that a lot.
He could have easily made main roster though. Joey Ryan in talks for WWE.
I wouldn't do it if I was him just because his character isn't WWE friendly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he can't really put people's hands on his dick in WWE.
Grab it!
No
dick flips.
Yeah, but I heard there were talks about it, and like potentially he said he was okay not doing that anymore. But it kind of goes back to our rebranding thing that we were talking about earlier. If he goes to WWE, he's gonna have to kind of.
It'd have to be like a super watered down.
Yeah, so he probably won't be as over as much. He's better off going to AEW.
Yeah. Again, Robert Roode.
I don't get it. I mean, it's
thought he was fine the way he was.
Yeah, I mean, he's been known like as Bobby Roode for so years, and I don't know if this is a WWE decision or if this is a him decision. He's had that beard, that 5 o'clock shadowish kind of beard.
Yeah.
You know, ever since he was in Team Canada. So
maybe it's his heel name.
Well, even when he was a heel, he just went by Bobby Roode.
He was always Bobby
Roode.
So,
I mean, I don't know. Like, I honestly believe that Bobby Roode's kind of close to the end of his career anyways. I know, listen to a lot of interviews and stuff that he has been in, he's okay with, like, being, like, a trainer or something at NXT and all that stuff. So this might be just, like, a last, like, kind of Hall thing to change his gimmick and maybe do something different. So he does have a Rick Rude kind of look going
He does.
Yeah.
Very much so. The updates coming to WWE Network. I don't know if you've read any of this.
No, that's new to me.
I haven't. They haven't released what is happening.
It probably costs more money.
That's what I'm thinking.
$12.99.
$12.99. Sons of bitches.
I'm sorry. Maybe $12.50.
I'll sign up every month and get it for free.
We can share one and we can split the cost.
There we go.
You hear that? When you're fucking busy stealing our fucking shit off our podcast, you know that we're gonna share our network, fucker.
Like we had touched on before, Punk Mass Mystery Wrestler at Indie Show.
I don't get it. If he is doing it, I don't know why he's doing it.
Yeah.
If he's like truly missing it, but he just doesn't want people to fucking like look at him like he like lied about how much he missed it and shit like that. It makes no sense. CM Punk's the kind of guy that if he was to wrestle in Independence, he would just wrestle in Independence.
Yeah.
I think he's making a comeback with WWE. Because after WrestleMania, he had a whole press conference about WWE and how they made fun of him during one of their matches, and he was upset by it. So why would that have to happen with CM Punk's character? I just feel like maybe there could be something. Because never say never, because there was a huge thing with, the Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and all that in WWE, and they came back. People come back. So, you never know.
Work.
If CM Punk comes back to WWE, people are going to look at him like he has no
shit.
fucking, like he has no integrity at that point.
No, they're not. People come back.
If he comes back, he needs to go. He needs to go to New Japan, ROH, or AEW.
You gotta look at like that whole like Bret Hart didn't come back to WWE for like 20 years.
Right.
CM Punk's been gone for like what, 4?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, like for him to come, if he came back in like 20, 25 years and shit like that, then yeah, people would probably be like, yeah, he comes back in 5 years, like, oh. Well, yeah, but I mean, he comes back in, within 5 years.
Come back in 5 years, we all know.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to come back to WWE. I thought there were a bunch of fucking animals who treated you badly. Nah, AJ Lee's better off coming back.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
He's a great wrestler.
How big of an impact will ARW make tonight?
It's going to be fucking huge.
I think so.
So there's a lot of
I honestly
this.
believe that Holiday will walk out of SCW with his title.
Will the family become belt collectors?
No.
No?
I don't think the family's going to win tonight.
No.
Oh, I really hope.
All right, so like this last, and I saved this one for last because when I was told this, I thought it was amazing.
I don't think it's going to happen.
This
I don't know what the question is.
Oh.
I just wanted to burst your
It already happened.
I just wanted to burst your fucking
It already happened.
Okay, what's up?
So when Rick Rude faced Jake the Snake,
Yeah.
Rude airbrushed Snake's wife on the front of his pants.
Yeah.
The crotch. I did not know that. I just thought it was a random lady.
Is this a question?
I just want your thoughts.
Oh, my thoughts on him doing it?
Yeah.
I'm an airbrushing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was
To me, that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
If
Because
I mean,
it's
if I were her, I'd beat him up myself. I want to have my husband do it.
Yeah, I just it's a mental game. I mean, and who better to have a mental game with than the guy who was like the king of mind games?
Yeah.
So I think he, I'm not quite sure, but I think he did that with Miss Elizabeth too.
See, I remember the Miss Elizabeth thing.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe never saw Jake's wife, so I never put.
Yeah.
Two
Well,
and
like I
two
said,
together.
like, I think he might have done it. I'm not sure if he did. But fucking Rick Rude is definitely one of those guys who are like ahead of his time.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, I thought it was a cool thing to do. There's not really that many mind games anymore. I mean, outside Bray Wyatt, there hasn't been like a mind game situation in WWE of recent. I mean, the only thing you can even come close to it is like Shane McMahon with the Mrs. Dad, but now that they're on different shows,
Right.
it doesn't fucking happen anymore. Or even Drew McIntyre. His getting in like Roman Reigns' head, but again, now they're separate shows.
Yeah.
I love the Elias and the Roman Reigns feud. I'm a hype person for that. I love that they're bringing more out of Elias.
I didn't watch
They're
much of
using him.
SmackDown. I don't know what the hell happened with that shit and Shane McMahon. Why is Shane doing more wrestling shit now?
I don't know.
Shane, he's a hype person. He gets involved.
I know, but I mean, they built him on the aspect of being part of like the corporate side of the company, and it's like now it's like, so is he still a corporate guy who's now like a wrestler, or is he
Kind of
just
like his dad back in the Attitude
Yeah,
Era.
but-
he's exactly his dad. That's what I said. Vince McMahon was always very big in wrestling, but owning the company, and Shane.
Well, yeah, but it's just like a lot of the shit to do with Shane McMahon just makes no sense to me with him like being tag team champions with the Miz, winning the cup. It's like this stuff is like I don't understand like what his character is supposed to be. It's like, is he back as like a part-time wrestler, part-time corporate guy who's running both Raw and SmackDown with his sister and his father and his brother-in-law? Or like, I mean, like, where is he right now? It's like,
And I mean,
I want more answers to what their idea for Shane is. Because honestly, right now, I'm tired of Shane fucking wrestling just because of
Really?
there's so
He's
many guys.
ridiculous
that-
in the ring.
He's not ridiculous.
He is. You do not
He-
see many guys go up on a chain. What do you call those things? A chain thing,
Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dive elbow down.
That's not
onto the-
wrestling.
It doesn't matter. You don't see a lot of guys do stuff like that, though. Shane takes
But,
chances.
yeah, it's like, and that's fine that he did it, but he does it every
Does it
fucking
all the
time.
time. Yeah.
Every time he's in a Hell in a Cell,
You know it's
you
gonna
know
be
he's going to
epic.
climb up there and he's going
Yeah.
to jump off and miss the fucking guy, which is fine.
That's not always
like
miss the guy.
he is. Tell me one time he jumped off the cell and hit a guy.
The last time he was in the ring. Well, not the last time, but he hit the guy. He was on the thing, and he landed, and then they were both out.
Off
Off
Hell
the
in a Cell?
chain. It was
Off the chain.
Off the chain. No, but he landed on dude. But he always lands on
The only
him.
reason I don't want Shane to wrestle anymore is because of the amount of wrestlers that are on the roster that are not getting their
But he's
turns.
got to bring the popularity to it, too.
There's no popularity to him
No.
anymore.
There is. It's Shane
There's not.
O'Mac.
People,
You hear
people
that
hate
crowd.
Shane McMahon.
That crowd pops as soon as he comes out. You hear the crowd roar anytime he comes. His music hits, the crowd goes nuts.
No, they
It's
don't.
just
Not
like the John
anymore.
Cena-
Yeah, the first couple times he came
Listen.
back, yes, but
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
not anymore. Not after he like how he pretty much assaulted the ring announcers and shit. People fucking hate him, and that's fine. If he wants to be a heel like his dad, do it from a non-wrestling standpoint. You need to get the wrestlers that you have on your roster. That's why people
Well,
are
that's what he's
leaving.
doing now. He's bringing up Elias with him. He brought up the Miz. He's bringing their hype back. Don't you see? Like, people who are with Shane right now are hype people. Like, Miz was just with Shane. Now, Miz's story is starting to roll again.
Miz did not need Shane to bring him up anymore
Miz
than what
didn't,
it
but
is.
he
They
did,
just-
but it brought more hype.
They just
back
need to
Miz.
use these wrestlers better. They don't need to do that with Shane. If they're doing that with Shane, that's fine. Manage Elias or make a faction with Elias whenever you want. But
Right.
the thing is, he
Maybe
can't.
what they're doing.
He shouldn't wrestle anymore because there are other wrestlers who have the ability to actually put on a lot better matches than a guy who's pretty much just
if they're making
mankind.
Raw 3 hours like they're talking about, they're gonna hit
Raw's
the
Raw
air.
is 3 hours.
Or not Raw, SmackDown.
SmackDown won't be 3 hours.
No, but they are talking about it.
I think Fox wants
said
them to be an
2
hour.
hours.
I think Fox wants
It
them down
doesn't
to
need
an
to be
hour.
3 hours. Neither of them. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the shows are too long.
They have too many guys to even drop it out there. That's why
like
people are
they
leaving.
have too many guys.
They have
get
so
so
many people.
bored after the first hour. People's attention spans aren't like they used to be.
That's why they need to take women off of Raw and SmackDown and just shut up and listen. Take women off of Raw and SmackDown and create create their own show.
I agree.
Kind of like a WoW Women's Wrestling,
Yeah.
but a WWE aspect of it. You called fucking women entertainment, whatever, fuck WWE, but for women.
Yeah.
But yeah, give them their own show. There's enough talent there.
There is.
They're gonna draw the fan base and everything to have just that, just like they do with 205 Live, just like they're doing with NXT. You can fucking make NXT, put that on fucking TV, and create that.
Yeah.
You can put 205 on TV, and now you have wrestling 5 days a fucking week coming from WWE. You have Raw, you have SmackDown, NXT, the women's show, and 205 Live, Monday through Friday.
I feel like that'd be too much because then people will get sick of watching it over and over. Like if you see the same thing all the time, you get kind of bored with it. So it needs to be certain days. You need to have those breaks, and wrestlers need to have those breaks. But
It's not the same wrestlers every day.
listen, if you're watching wrestling 5 days a week, it gets boring.
That sounds
after a while.
amazing.
Yeah, I watch wrestling 5
See,
days a week.
I was like,
I'm a huge football fan. I'm a huge basketball fan, but I don't want to watch it every single day of the week. I'll get bored. I like change.
That's
I
'cause
like different things.
Football
I
and
like
basketball suck.
no, they don't.
God. You know you host a wrestling podcast,
No,
right?
I do, but I'm just saying it's like the same thing.
You don't
If
have
I
any
saw
more,
wrestling 5
Shigo.
days
Yeah,
a
but
week,
the thing is, you
I
don't.
would get
You,
bored with
I
it.
know, but you don't have to watch it every day. If you choose not to watch it, you don't have to.
But
But the
they're
thing
gonna
is,
lose money. That's
but
how
the
they
thing
do it
is,
the way they do.
NXT, 205 Live, SmackDown, and Raw they already exist.
Right, on WWE Network.
Yeah. So why not just put it on live TV?
Because then there would be no reason for WWE Network.
Yeah, it is, because that's where everything's archived. The old pay-per-views, the old shows, and everything.
People won't pay if it's on cable. They lose money that way. They have to pay cable to air their programs.
Yeah, and people will buy the product.
I don't think so.
So are you saying that if there was a women's only show, they would never sell enough tickets to keep
I
it
didn't
relevant?
say women's only. You said that.
That's what I'm asking you. You said that they won't sell enough tickets to do stuff
I
like
didn't
that.
say that. I said that they shouldn't show live on cable TV 5 wrestling shows a week.
So put
They
it on
should
the
have
network.
they should have one men's
To put it on the
and one
network.
women's. There should be Raw and SmackDown. It should be men and women, and then it's
Well, no, there's too many men wrestlers to
There's
do that.
not that many because they
There
air.
is.
There's
There's
so
lame
many.
matches, lame storylines. They have
Like Shane
stupid
McMahon.
stuff. If you feel like Shane McMahon is stupid, then sure.
I'm not alone.
But
He agrees.
see, there are storylines that don't need to happen because they really don't have the talent there. You think they do, but they don't. It's the same stupid storylines over and over, and you get bored with it. And why they have it for 2 hours? Who knows?
I'm waiting for the jab at AJ Styles at some point.
There's no Jeff AJ
I
Styles.
know,
He's the only one keeping shit
I was
relevant.
waiting for it to happen.
No, I didn't watch AJ Styles. But it was funny to me that they pinned AJ Styles with Rey Mysterio and whatever that other dude's name is, right? And then there's Miz, who has to fight these 2 7-foot guys. So if you're saying AJ Styles is the best of the world, why do you put AJ with the handicaps and then Miz is with the giants?
You're
You see
calling
what
Rey
I'm saying?
Mysterio and Samoa Joe the handicaps?
Yeah, they're old and slow.
The Miz is the same age as Samoa Joe.
Doesn't matter. Miz is amazing. Miz is awesome. Samoa Joe sucks.
Miz
He
lost.
is so slow.
Miz lost
He was
to
in-
Baron Corbin.
who was 7 feet
To
tall. He got his ass
Baron
beat.
Corbin.
And he got his ass beat and well deserved. He fought his heart out. AJ
Who beat the
Styles,
Miz?
Rey
Baron
Mysterio
Corbin.
is
Who beat
not
Baron
a
Corbin?
competition.
AJ Styles.
That's all I
Boom.
got. How about
it's
you?
not a competition.
Time to ring the bell on this episode.
Perfect. As always, I am Travesty.
I'm Dizzle J.
I'm Luciana.
And thank you for listening to another episode of Just Free to Wrestle, the JFW podcast.
Peace.